Alright, in this tutorial we're going to dive deep into keyword research and getting the money fast track keywords, the easy to rank keywords. We're also going to be targeting top level keywords. So that's one of the questions that I always get is, do you go for two-word phrases in top 10 listings? Absolutely, but know that it's going to take you a little longer to get there. So just follow along. I'm going to show you the keyword research steps I go through, but first let's review the process of how we got to creating our category plan, our semantic category plan. We began by doing some initial keyword research to find a target phrase for our home page. And in this case, I went with this particular phrase. Then I ran my semantic reports and got back an initial list of categories to use, semantically related categories to this keyword. And then we went through and started refining that, trimming out duplicate looking type of phrases. And now we're going to go into phase 3. We went over that, where we start expanding the theme of this category and creating subcategories. So you can see here, this was from my theme report. Now what I want to do, you can see I've already done some initial keyword research, and I'm going to show you how I did that. And for simplicity's sake, we're just looking at one category, but you want to go through this process for all of your categories. Anyway, and again, what I'd like to mention is, in this case, I'm using 3 mind maps. Normally what I do when I'm creating this is do this on the fly in one mind map, but I've created 3 mind maps for training purposes. So just so you're aware of that, you don't have to create 3 mind maps. You can just work with your master mind map and get all your stuff planned, get your keywords planned. So now let's go straight into generating a keyword list. So the tool I use is Market Samurai, and there'll be places where I pause the video because it takes a while for reports to run and that sort of thing. So anyway, we've clicked on new project. In this case, we want to research hard drives. So I'll type that in there and make sure that everything's there. And yep, we can choose where to store that. And what we're going to do is simply go create. Now we click on keyword research and click on this button right here. But before we do that, at this point, I only want to get hard drive related phrases. I don't want to see the synonyms come up at this point. It's up to you. You can do that if you want, but the way I like to go is I want to stay focused on hard drive based keywords. So ignore additional. I select that drop down, ignore additional synonyms. I don't want those at this point. I use that for some of my initial discovery. So now you can see this prove you're a human CAPTCHA text comes up. So we simply enter in the CAPTCHA, and now I'm going to pause the video while this pulls up my keywords. Alright, you can see it's drawn a list of keywords, drawing this from Google, and the next step we want to do is find out the search volume. So we click the Analyze Keywords button, and that's going to show me search volume on these keywords. Now the next thing I want to do is analyze the keywords, and I like to select just title competition in SEO, so the SEO title competition, because that gives me a gauge of how many, at maximum, how many competitors am I competing against. Because ideally you want to start with easy to get phrases to build your confidence, and not only build your confidence but get cash in your bank account as quick as possible. So let's go ahead and analyze the keywords. Again, this will take anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute to run, so I will pause the video and be back once I've got the competition data. Alright, my competition data is back, and the first thing I'll do is list by the search volume. I want to go after phrases with a heavier base of search volume. You know, look here, there's over 56,000 people a day looking for external hard drive, but there's 12 million competitors. I definitely will go for a phrase like that, but here's the thing, that's going to take some time. Let's scroll through and I'll show you where I start looking for easy to get phrases. I will start looking at around the 1 million mark. If there's 1 million competitors, that typically on a new site will take you anywhere from a month to 3 months to get if you are actively working on your site. But let's go and find a better phrase. Look at this, Western Digital Hard Drive. 13,000 searches a day for that, only 126,000 competing. So what I do now is add that to my mind map, and I'll simply select that. You can actually dump keyword reports from Market Samurai in Excel format, but I'm just showing you my initial target phrases inside my mind map. So here we will simply add that to our content plan. This is forming part of our content plan, but you can also show you, click on export. So if we want that data, and we can save it as hard drive analysis. So it'll take all that data and store it in an Excel spreadsheet, and we can view that at our leisure later. But just for the sake of training, I'm just showing you the phrases that I would start with. So I'll scroll down and I start looking at the competition. Like I said, is in this case only 15,000, great search volume. I'm definitely adding that as one of my initial target articles. So we will now copy that back to our mind map, Control V to paste that in there, and I'm starting to now see that, look at this, in this case, hard drive disaster recovery. A lot of people ask me questions like this: Colin, you can only potentially get 10 visitors a day on that phrase. Is it worth writing? Well, when somebody's looking for a specific service, they want to get their hard drive fixed, I definitely will, because it will result in a high conversion rate. Let's say out of those 10 visitors, 2 of them buy, and let's say I make $100 on the referral. That's $200 coming into my pocket. But further to that, by writing this article, it's supporting the semantics of this category, which in turn supports the semantics of this phrase. And this is what the nature of an authority site looks like, is when you're constantly semantically supporting one phrase with another, you start establishing authority in the Google Caffeine algorithm. So there you have it. Get your list of keywords, make sure you've got your semantic plan in place, then dive deep into keyword research, and then move on to the creating content lessons, and I will see you in the next video.